Welcome to Phineas again. Today's topic of our discussion is chart of accounts. In today's video lecture, we'll discuss the definition of chart of accounts, the structure of chart of accounts, how the numbering is assigned to different accounts in chart of accounts, and the explanation of different accounts used in chart of accounts. So before we move forward, kindly subscribe to my channel Phineas and press the bell icon for the notification of new videos. So let's start today's discussion with the definition of what is a chart of account. A chart of account is simply a list of accounts names that a company uses for recording business transactions in its books of accounts. What is the benefit of chart of account, or what's the use of chart of account? It provides guidance to accountants in using specific account names while entering transactions in general journal and posting them to journal ledgers. Let's discuss the structure or template of chart of accounts. Do remember, there is no structure or template of chart of accounts available for the use of all types of businesses. Each company prepares its own chart of accounts depending on its individual needs or requirements. For example, the type or the number of accounts needed by a large corporate organization would be significantly different from those that are needed by a small retail organization. Similarly, many accounts that are essential in manufacturing businesses are not be used by merchandising businesses or trading businesses. Now let's discuss accounts numbering in chart of accounts. Each account in the chart of account is assigned a unique number for indexing and identification. Normally, each account number consists of 2 or more digits that tell something about the account. For example, in this chart of account, 3-digit account numbers have been used. The first digit shows the major classification of the account or the head of accounts. The second digit shows the sub-classification of the accounts. And the third digit identifies the specific account name. For example, in this chart of account for assets, 1 is assigned for asset account, whereas the second one, that is 11, is assigned for current asset account, and the last digit, that is 110, is assigned for cash account. Similarly, for note receivable, it's 111, where 1 is asset, second one represents the current assets, and the last one represents the note receivable. But for example, for liabilities, 2 is assigned for liability account, whereas the second digit, that is 1, is for current liabilities. So 21 means the current liability accounts, and the last digit, for example, 0 represents the type of the account or the name of the account. For example, 210 is the account is an accounts payable account, means a current liability account, but the account is accounts payable account. Kindly note that there are gaps between some accounts numbers. These gaps provide flexibility for adding more accounts if needed in future by the organization. Now let's have the discussion of different accounts in the chart of accounts. As we know that there are 5 heads of accounts: assets, expenses, liabilities, capital, and revenue. Our keyword ulcer, I hope you still remember that keyword ulcer. If you have not watched my video and you have no idea what is this ulcer means, then do watch my video heads of accounts for a detailed explanation of this word ulcer and 5 heads of accounts. Now the first is asset, and in asset we know there are 2 types of asset: current assets and fixed assets. So if you see this list, the first account is cash in hand. What this cash in hand means: the physical cash that is available in your organization is called cash in hand, whereas the amount that you have deposited in different banks of accounts of your organization will be considered as cash at bank or simply bank. The third account is account receivables or debtor. What this means: this account is very important. Account receivables means whenever you will sell your goods on credit, you will record account receivable. Account receivable means the amount that is receivable from your buyer. Note receivable is similar to accounts receivable, but the only difference between account receivable and notes receivable is account receivable is a verbal commitment, whereas the note receivable is a written commitment. Commission receivable and accrued commission is similar. Commission receivable means you have given your services and you are expecting commission from the person or from the organization who has taken your services. Accrued commission means commission receivable. Then interest receivable. Interest is what? Interest is a fixed periodic return, and you receive this fixed periodic return on fixed income securities. For example, bonds, debentures. If you have invested in bonds, in debentures, or any other fixed income securities, the periodic return that you are expecting from those securities will be considered as interest. And if you have not received that interest, we will call it interest receivable. Income receivable means any income that you are expecting from the person who has received your goods or services. Merchandise inventory or stock is an important account. Merchandise inventory, stock, raw material, work in process, and finished goods are similar accounts. Merchandise inventory is a trading good and it is used in a trading organization, whereas raw material, work in progress, and finished goods are our asset, but we use them in manufacturing concerns or manufacturing organization again, but the purpose is same, that we want to sell our goods in future. Next accounts are prepaid, unexpired or advances. So if you'll see prepaid insurance or unexpired insurance, what this means we have paid the premium but we have not utilized the insurance. The next is prepaid advertising. Prepaid advertising means we have paid the advertising fee in advance but we have not utilized the advertising. Prepaid salary means you have paid advance salary to your employees. Prepaid rent means the rent you have given in advance to your landlord, and prepaid taxes means the taxes you have paid in advance to the government agencies or to the government organizations. Advances is similar to prepaid. Whereas office supplies, store supplies and supplies means the stationery that you use in your organization. If it's in office, so it's called office supplies, but if it's in store, so you'll call it a store supplies or simply supplies. The last account is marketable securities. Marketable securities are short-term financial securities. What are short-term financial securities? If you want to have a detailed discussion or understanding of marketable securities, do watch my video on marketable securities or financial securities. These are few current assets. Now let's move to the fixed assets or non-current assets. In fixed assets or non-current assets, the first account is furniture and fixture. For example, your organization has bought chair, table or any other fixture, so will record all furnitures and ware fixtures in furniture and fixtures account. The next account is plant asset. Plant asset means where you record your plant or factories. Machinery and equipment is an account in which we record all our machineries and equipments. Building, land are self-explanatory. Motor vehicles means where we record automobiles of the organization. Other tangible assets means those assets that we can feel or touch. That does not fall under the category that we have discussed above. Then we have intangible assets. Intangible assets means the assets that you cannot touch, you cannot see or you cannot feel. And under intangible assets, the first is goodwill. Goodwill means a good name of the organization. Patent means you have registered a good or a service on your name and you have taken the patent for it. Copyright, any intellectual property you have registered with your name, it's your copyright and you'll get the premium or the royalty for that copyright. Research and development expenditures are the R&D expenditures and they are also considered as your fixed assets or non-current assets because they are considered as sunk costs. And any other intangible asset will fall under this category of non-current assets or fixed assets. This is our first head of account, which is asset. The next head of account is liability. And again, liabilities are divided into two main categories, current liabilities and non-current liabilities. In the current liabilities, the first account is accounts payable. This account is very important and it is exactly opposite as accounts receivable. Account receivable is a current asset, which means you have sold goods on credit, but accounts payable you use when you purchase goods on credit. Notes payable is similar to accounts payable, but the only difference between notes payable and account payable is account payable is a verbal commitment, whereas notes payable is a written commitment. The next account is unearned income. Unearned income is opposite of prepaid expense. Prepaid means the advances, whereas unearned means what? You have received anything in advance but you have not given your services. For example, the rent an individual has paid to his landlord is prepaid, but for the landlord this rent is what? It's an unearned income for him. Interest payable is the next account. Interest payable is what? Interest payable is fixed periodic returns and they are given on fixed income securities. For example, bonds, debentures. To the company that is supposed to pay that fixed periodic return, for that company, it's what? It's an interest expense or payable. If you have not paid, we will call it a payable. Then we have bank overdraft, and we know what is a bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is a credit facility given to the organization by the bank. Short-term loans payable means any loan that you are supposed to pay within the next 12 months. Current portion of the long-term loan means the portion of the principal amount and the interest payment that you need to pay within the next 12. Then commercial papers are bills or short-term debt financing instruments. If you have issued a commercial paper, so you need to record this as your current liability. Then other marketable securities, which means any marketable security that you have issued to generate the sources for your organization will be considered as your liability. Then we have advertising payable, wages payable, salaries payable, rent payable, taxes payable. These are what? These all are payable and we can have many other payables. Then the next account is accrued expense. Accrued expense means expenses payable, means you have taken the services but you have not made the payment for it. Then we have dividend payable. Dividend payable is what? Dividend means the portion of the earning that an investor receives. For example, if somebody has invested in your organization, now you are supposed to pay him dividend. That dividend is dividend payable for your organization. On the other side, non-current liabilities or long-term liabilities includes the long-term loans, means a loan that you have taken from a bank or from any other financial institution for a longer period of time. Bank loans, bond payable or debenture payables are what? They are long-term debt financing instruments. Then the mortgage payable. These are what? These are all the accounts that fall under the category of non-current liability. Then the next head of account is expenses. In expenses, any account with the word expense is considered as an expense. For example, rent expense, advertising expense, salaries expense, insurance expense. These are what? These all are our expenses. What is transportation in? Freight in and carriage inward. When you purchase a good, you're supposed to make the payment for the transportation. That transportation in is called transportation in or freight in. Depreciation expense is the other expense. Depreciation expense is called the wear and tear cost of an asset. And bad debt expense means the amount that you will not receive in future. Means, for example, you have lent your funds to somebody and now the chances are that you will not get your money back. That is called bad debt. Then we have interest expenses or financial charges on the debt financing instruments, or for example, you have borrowed something from the bank, you're supposed to pay interest expense. That is called an interest expense or financial charges. Bank charges are also considered as financial charges. Once you'll use your office supplies or stationery, we'll call it an office supplies expense. Then miscellaneous expenses means any other miscellaneous expense or sundry expenses. Auditors, their fee is called an auditor's fee. Then we have purchases. Some accountants say that it's an asset account, and for some accountants it's an expense account. But do remember, purchase, if you are using a periodic inventory management system, purchase is an expense. If you are using a perpetual inventory system, then we'll record the purchase or the buying of asset as our asset in the form of merchandise inventory. Sales discount and sales return and sales allowances are what? These are contra income accounts. For this reason we have written them over here, but these are technically not an expense. The next head of account is the revenue or income. In revenue or income, the most important account is sales. What is the sales? When you are selling your goods on credit or on cash, you record that as sales. Then the income from the services is revenue from the services or income from the services. Rent income, fee income, consultancy incomes are other kinds of incomes or fees that you are supposed to receive or you have received for your services or for your production. Then interest income. Income is what? You have invested in a fixed income securities. The amount that you will receive on periodic basis will be considered as your interest income. For company it will be an interest expense, but for you as an investor it will be an interest income. For your services, you have received an income that is considered as commission income or commission earned. Purchase discount and purchase return and allowances are again contra accounts. The last one is owner's equity. Owner's equity, there are two types of accounts, capital accounts and drawing account. What is a capital account? Capital account means the claim of an investor over the assets of the business. Whereas drawing means the withdrawal by an owner for its personal use. Do remember the difference between drawing and an expense is, if an owner is withdrawing money for his personal benefits or for his personal use, it will be considered as drawing. But if he'll withdraw money for organization, then it will be considered as an expense of the organization. These are few important accounts in the heads of accounts. I hope you have understood today's discussion. If you have any query, you can write in the comment section. That's it from my side. Take care. Bye.